wonder why students don't exactly pay attention during school? Do you think it's because they're bored? Perhaps partially. Do you think it's because they're working ahead on their exercises? Not likely. But what's far more likely is that they are paying attention to the opposite sex. The story that I'm going to read to you today, A Geek, a Nerd, a Bookworm by Stephen Levine, will tell you all about the inner workings of a young girl's mind during summer school. Now, she is in love. However, whom she is in love with does not exactly return her affections. Stand straight. Shoulders back. Chin up. Eyes forward. Smile. I mumbled to myself. No, it was an impossible task. I put my glasses back on and slouched into my usual character. I immediately regretted this decision as I slid discreetly into my desk. His eyes did not even flicker at my entrance. Clearing my throat in an effort to be acknowledged seemed hopeless. As I pulled out my organized binder, neatly labeled History, I stole a glance at him as he sat at the desk beside me. He appeared just as he had in my dream last night. Flawless. Everything about him was right. His smile, the way a strand of hair always fell in his eyes, and oh, those eyes. He must have felt me staring, because suddenly he turned and looked at me. I quickly dropped my gaze back to my binder and pretended to be intently interested in finding a worksheet. I didn't dare peek to see if he was still studying me. Instead, I shifted my eyes toward the window. The light from the sun made me squint. Ironically, I'm spending my summer in school. I didn't fail this class unlike every other student here. I just have an incredible yearning to learn and want to get the most out of my high school career. More simply put, I am a geek, a nerd, a bookworm. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught his hand ready to tap my shoulder. Every muscle in my body tensed. His touch was so light that I barely felt his fingers. I faced him with my eyes fixated on the tiled floor. I could not bring myself to look at him. I just didn't feel worthy.
Oh, the homework from last night. Did you finish it?
Of course I finished it. I also finished tonight's assignment. Don't you know who I am? I am only the single most intelligent person in this school. Every night of the week, I spend countless hours in front of a computer screen. The force behind me is pushing me with an even greater force. Someday, I will be so far in the land of the outcast that I will want to carouse with my laptop. No, I have not entered that kingdom yet. For now, I am content knowing that there is something I still don't know. What you are thinking right this second. I cleared my throat. Yes, I did the homework.
Well, I was a little stumped on question 13. Do you know the answer?
One smooth movement, he put his pencil behind his ear. Me? I said.
What? You are the answer?
He wasn't too confused. I know. I could feel my cheeks burning. If I am such a brain, how did I just make such an error? I have practiced what I would say to him 1,000 times over. Supposedly, the conversation would lead to an invitation for a rendezvous. He would laugh at my wit and think that no one was more interesting than I. I took a deep breath. Franklin Roosevelt's Brick Trust.
Oh, thanks,
he said, taking the pencil from behind his ear. I watched him sloppily jot down the answer and turned from his worksheet to the blonde behind him. He tried to impress her by using his humor. She barely chuckled. I would have laughed uproariously. Then I remembered. The joke wasn't intended for me. I studied her body motions as she leaned forward toward him, twirling strands of her hair around her finger. Any closer and their noses would have touched. I nonchalantly pushed my pencil off the desk. Distracted, he shifted his attention from her eyes to the floor. He bent down and picked up the pencil, was half gnawed by my nerves. He came up, his nose closer to mine than his had been to hers. My hand brushed against his as I reached for the pencil. Goosebumps ran down my arms and my heart raced. Never before had he shown so much interest. As if that moment were just a figment of his imagination. Without a word, he turned back to his beauty queen. Disappointed, I hunched forward and leaned on my hand, watching in awe as she brought out her lip balm. With much exaggeration, she moistened her lips and pressed them firmly together. He couldn't take those perfect eyes off her. I wanted to scream and shake him and make him wake up. This girl is a complete flake. Behind her beauty queen exterior is wasted, empty space. Someday we will save each other, I silently vowed. In an unconventional way, we are similar. Both of us are in dire need of being rescued from a fantasy world. This alone is grounds for building a relationship. Tonight, I could go to Walmart and buy hair dye and lip balm. Or maybe search around the mall until I found the halter top that she was wearing. I should take advantage of the summer weather and get a bronze skin tone. Instead, I will end up doing my homework. No, tonight I will practice. Practice standing up straight, shoulders back, chin up, eyes forward.